Group A, as we saw them win against Wendigo in the last best-of-5, 3-1, rather convincingly. But without further ado, the pistol is live, boys and girls. It is map 1, and right now it is Shoxy going in early on. Going to be a bit of aggressive, or a bit at least just searching for information, trying to find anything of the sorts that would help out the rest of his team, as he is currently alone on A. The problem here would be the fact that if he gets rushed as he is right now through long, well, A side will be wide open as Alex is leading the charge. The French-Englishman is trying to take the fight, and Shoxy's in connector. He actually rotated off of A completely. Gonna catch Devo at least. That's a good start. Still the rest of the French, well, of course, of the LDLC side are moving on to site itself, smoking off bank, smoking off a bit of the entry on towards stairway as well. And Alex, that's a ding there, but unfortunately he goes straight into the crosses of Body. It's an easy kill for him, a secondary for Smits, and so far LDLC are falling apart rather quickly. Their afterplant is not really going to hold up too well. Body is going to be caught finally by Logan. Amanek holding his corner. That was an important kill, otherwise Logan is dead 99%. As Amanek picks out the double, it's all eyes on Logan though. 49 HP on a one-on-one against Existence, and it will be Logan saving the day. That was a crucial moment there as Amanek saves the corner for Logan, more so saves the flank for Logan, allows the victory to go through, and that will be one hell of a performance in a 2v5. They're able to pick it up, and G2, that is a bit of a mess of a retake, really. Gotta say, not exactly the best outcome there for G2. And well, come on, guys, come on, don't be mad at G2. It happens, it happens. All good. Anyway, I see chat is losing their shit about G2. Come on, boys, it's only the beginning. Of course, LDLC certainly were at a very large disadvantage, or more so a very big disadvantage. Still, G2 could have played that one a little bit better. Could have perhaps hunted Logan together, or at least try to go for the refrags instead of trying to go in one by one. And I guess that's the one thing that really, you know, kind of baffles me, is the Frenchmen are always trying to go for those elite duo, well, single plays. But yeah, either way. Greetings from Turkey, Tulkas. Well, greetings back to you, good sir. And there is a lag spike happening, hopefully not for long. And well, that's just glorious. We are going to have a full eco, by the way, by G2. As I've mentioned already beforehand, you know, with the change of the new economy, or with the change of the economy now, the CTs can certainly afford a proper buy next, so therefore they don't need to force it up with pistols and Kevlar. They don't need to go for a full eco the next, and they can really contend against this semi-buy next time, or the next round, if they do not take any rifles out of the hands of LDLC. Now this should have been, or this should be, technically a very easy win here for LDLC, as they are wielding, well, the best possible weapons against a buy like this. As Amanek, in support of his dear teammate 1-0, is going to make sure that the defense can't hold on to their pants, and it is going to be a relatively easily picked up round, as expected. And that, yeah. Oh, come on, guys. From Brazil here, Sublime. Well, welcome from Brazil. Damn, what's the time in Brazil right now? Isn't it like 6 in the morning? Or maybe, no, actually I'm wrong. It's like 4 hours behind us, right? Something like that. I might be wrong, not sure. Anyway, it is going to be the full buy, as mentioned. We've got 5 M4s and M4A1S, which is not as common as you would expect it, since the 20 bullets addition to its overall armor, or bullet amount, or amount of ammunition. The limited utility is not going to be too helpful. They have a few smokes, no Molotovs, and a single defuse kit. The problem here would be the fact that you're going to have to be very smart as to how they utilize that defuse kit, in terms of if Smits dies in a position where it's going to be hard to retrieve that, then the afterplant is, or more so the retake, if it does come down to it, is going to be very difficult to pull off. Now Shoxy, he's alone. Actually, excuse me, not alone. There's 2 players there to help him out. It's Existence and Kenny S. And this is a bit of a double setup. It's going to be Existence might be baiting for him. No, Shoxy's still going to go for the fight. Wano is ready for it. Weird. Well, it looked like it would be Existence holding the corner for him. Meanwhile, Shoxy would be waiting behind the corner, or more Shox, if you will, and just kind of being able to set up the trap, but it will be an execute towards A. LDLC are not joking around, and in goes Existence. A double for him to kick it off. Alex so will find the return. Still Kenny S waiting in Optimus Prime, and right now he's smoked off, so he can't really take the risk of shooting through the smoke. Now he could potentially do some damage, maybe even get a kill. The problem here would be the fact that, well, that he has an M4A1S, and that's 20 bullets in the magazine. And he does take down Amanek, but it's still a 2-on-2, and right now Smits and Body are both coming in from the same angle. It's Bank and Stairs that are going to be taken care of, and Logan, I believe he caught a glimpse. Yes, he certainly did, and look at this. Picture-in-picture. Well, this is a new one, and I certainly like it. Alex is going to take the fight, and he's going to lose it, but Logan again saving the round. As on the pistol, so it be on the gun round. It will be 3-0 as LDLC take their hands for the first one, or more so take their first gun round relatively easily. Well, I wouldn't call it too easy, but still. It will be a convincing start here for LDLC. The White Wolves. We can call them the White Wolves, I guess you could say. Oh, come on, guys. Logan saving the day, boys. 8:28 in Brasilia. Okay, so I guess it is 6 hours behind us. 2-0 does get lost early on as the deagle shot of Shoxy takes his head off, and Existence is waiting close by. Nobody to support him, so if he dies, A-Long is open, but it doesn't really matter to him. He goes on the offensive. We'll only grab the 1 kill, but that might just be enough, as right now it's Kenny S in toilets, and it will be, I believe, Shoxy running around to support him out on a site. And they've got a 2 split defense. Therefore, those deagles could certainly make some nice work. The only problem is Body is at 6 HP, so 1 bullet and he dies, regardless of how much, or if he had, excuse me, if he had any Kevlar. And they are White Foxes, excuse me, Foxes, yes. White Fox, or just a fox, if you will. Forgive me, boys, forgive me. Well, Amanek and Devoduvek have not, as they are going to clear out B, making sure that the plant goes down uncontested. Shoxy and Kenny S retrieve a few AKs, and perhaps it would be more prudent to save those rifles, although they might attempt. Ooh, that was very close. Shocks almost grabbing the bomb planter. That would have been quite devastating, really. In the end, it will not change the final outcome. It's going to be Kenny S to fall in Monster, and that's going to prompt Shocks to fall back and pretty much make sure that he keeps the AK. Potentially, we'll have enough to drop a rifle to one of his teammates. We'll see. Well, I mean, he should have enough to drop a rifle to one of his teammates if it does come down to it. But so far, LDLC off to a very clean start on their map pick. Keep in mind, Dust2 is the second map, which was also a bit of a surprise to me, as G2 would certainly or I guess you could say prefer to play perhaps something of the likes of, well, Inferno was banned, unfortunately, by LDLC, but I guess it still remains to be seen. Perhaps Nuke as the second would have been better. Timeout being called yet again. Not sure if it's technical or tactical. Presumably it is tactical. Well, chat is certainly losing their mind. How are you all doing, boys? Well, we have this timeout, and we do see a clean start so far for Logan, 5-0. Definitely a worthwhile performance. And the economy is looking quite swell for G2, regardless of losing 4 rounds in a row. And they do have an up on Kenny S. Hopefully he's going to start wielding that magic stick better than he has so far. How did they? Oh man, that's an interesting. That's an interesting question. How did they learn English? Well, I'll get to that in a moment. Right now we have a double setup by G2 in connector, and they're going to be holding off any sort of push relatively easily. Unless Devoduvik and Alex goes for the double peak, they should be. I don't know. I guess if that happens, it doesn't really matter if you have 3, 5, or 4 or 5 players ready for that attack. It's going to be a clean sweep. Alex and Devoduvic take their heads off like it's nothing. And Shoxy is close to dying, actually, because he's about to be isolated. 3 players around him, as Smiths is lost in the trade on B, and it's all eyes on Shox and Body. Well, not sure what exactly G2 are thinking here, but their defense needs to be switched out a little bit. Their double connector control would have worked out if they had a smoke down, if they had perhaps forced the T's to go through the smoke. And Shoxy does spot the body of Alex. Unfortunately, can't really grab anything from it as he jumps down into water and pretty much secures the bomb site for LDLC. And Body, now, does he wait this? Does he go through? Yes, he does. He is burning alive, though, and unfortunately, part of his body is seen, and that will be only a single kill awarded to him. 20 seconds, and Shox might be able to prevent the plant a little bit longer as he takes a few taps away. He gets 1-0. 14 seconds. Time is starting to run really low, and Shoxy might have just bought himself enough time to go for this retake. That would have been pretty sick to see. Or would be pretty sick to see if he can pull it off. It's going to have to be a 4K for him. But he certainly is aware where one player is, and that's the one. Now it's a clutch round. Alex is on site. He's afraid. Oh, but, well, a bit unfortunate as he takes a pot shot. Might have just caught a glimpse of the leg of Shox, perhaps even a body part of Shox. I wasn't too sure about that. Yeah, but it will be 5-0. Barely keeping it together. LDLC are still able to scrap together a victory and pretty much secure a very, very clean start for this first map. I gotta say, this is the quarterfinals, boys. The loser here goes home empty-handed. No chance at going to IM Chicago, which would mean a lot to both teams, especially to LDLC, I gotta say, though. And we do see that G2 had a bit of a reconnect issue. Now they're back, so presumably timeout will be cancelled in a moment. Shoxy buying the op. Interestingly enough, it is not going to be a full equipment buy. They have about 2K left in the bank, so therefore they'll have a nice buy next. With Shox having the op, he could certainly throw it to Kenny. He could certainly go for a peek himself. We'll see. The spawn for him is currently set up for A, and he's going to go aggro on A. He's going to try and get an early entry, and this could certainly change the tide of the outcoming round, as unfortunately he does get flashed out, but he still posted very aggressively regardless of what's happening. And, well, he's a little bit exposed to connector, so he's going to have to be vigilant of that. He's definitely going to have to readjust soon. He cannot wait there for an eternity. By the way, this is a best of 3. I see a few people asking in chat. The next map will be Dust 2, map pick of G2, of course. Either way, LDLC are going B yet again. They've got the utility to execute this relatively easily and force out uncomfortable positions out of G2. We will probably see a boost, yeah. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, Devoduvic is boosting Alex, and Amanek is lost early on. That's a clean, good start for G2 as a shot from Twano misses its mark. Now Alex, he's patiently waiting his chance. He's waiting to see if anybody's going to be presented to him his crosshair, and certainly it's going to be available. Although smartly enough realizing that should pull back. Kenny has boosted on short wood. We'll find one, and Shoxy for the secondary on A. That's Logan to fall, and all of a sudden LDLC are falling apart. Their slow pace, their, well, I guess you could say slowed pace, it really cost them quite a few kills here, or more so lives. And, well, 2-0, 14 seconds, no second chances, more so no chances anymore. It is going to be 5-1 as G2 are able to grab a victory out of a relative, well, let's say pistol buy round, just a mere smaller commitment to the round itself, as G2 are actually able to bring out a pretty convincing win, gotta say. I'm surprised how poorly LDLC reacted to that. As soon as they realized, okay, you know, they've got a few pistols, they've got a little bit of utility, let's stop messing about, let's stop, you know, playing solo, let's group up, let's hit a site, let's use our utility, and we can easily break those pistols or anything else they present against us. Well, now it is going to be a bit of a different story. Shock still wielding the op, and Twano is going to be challenging Connector. Luckily, I guess for one or the other, there's nobody there to really fight that battle. And we have LDLC playing a bit of a default yet again. They're taking short control of B, as well as Connector slowly but surely. And they're just looking to establish map control, although in the other side, or on the other side, on the other hand, G2 is taking over long in toilets. And the problem here would be only the fact that they're not really having anybody spotting the cross from Connector 2A, which does mean that right now LDLC have a short window of opportunity where they could get across to A without even being noticed. Now, luckily Existence is already on the rotation now. Of course, GT realized that this is a bit of a danger to be aware of, as Shox is now watching, finally, the main entry into toilets itself. But again, they had about a 10 to 15 second window where things could have gone really, really differently. And we're about to find out how well this execute can run for LDLCs. It seems like it's going to be another B take, this time limited on utility. A single smoke and a Molotov. Goodbye, Devoduvik though. Smits opens up, another pop flash, body with a double, and that will be the bomb drop as well, as Smits is going to help out his teammate to hold on to this position. No chance, Twano with the saved op, he could only hope to save it again, and this time he misses his mark and misses his chance. It will be 2-5 as LDLC take a tumble down the stairs. That economy is going to take a tumble down as well. Remember how many people they've lost in their 1 rounds. Therefore, LDLC is going to be broken. It's going to have to be an eco for them, and a great round from Body, shutting down the push through with the pop flash from of course, Smits, really giving him a chance to get that double and secure the victory. As LDLC are now on pistols and Kevlar, more so just P250s in this case. Still dangerous weapons in their own regard, but unless G2 screw it up majorly, this should be an easy victory here for them, and they should be able to grow steadily in economy, secure themselves a nice, comfortable start. Double up as Kenny S has the secondary. Of course, picked up from Twano's dead body. Andy Ba, well, thank you very much, mate. Body in water, Existence to save his hide, though, as he's able to give him enough time to, well, draw out the M4, and, well, that's going to be it. Logan, no chance of a victory. Perhaps a single kill might go for him, and certainly a possibility. Existence with a knife, excuse me, Shox with a knife in hand, not Existence. Not sure what he was thinking. I mean, Logan could have been anywhere in the case, or in a position like that. So that's the op drop. That's a bit unfortunate. And look at, oh man, I love this. Logan, smartly enough, he's like, you know, screw that up. I don't really care. I'm probably not going to be able to save it regardless, so I'm just going to throw it away. You're denied your weapon, and ooh, Body, does he? Oh, Body almost not having a rifle to save. That was pretty close. But yeah, Shoxy, that's a bit weird. A knife in hand running out. Clever boy, clever girl, definitely clever girl, El Byron. But yeah, it's going to be a full buy yet again. Limited utility overall for Alex and Devoduvik. More so, no more utility left. And Amanek only with a single flash. So this is a bit of a problem. LDLC using a lot of grenades early on, trying to establish short control on B, oh, excuse me, on A, as well as playgrounds and long. Although they're not really getting anywhere. Kenny S is falling back smartly enough. The smokes are deployed, therefore locking out any CT player that were to be posted very aggressively. And Kenny, of course, he needs to be aware of the fact that he can be flanked from one or the other side if he misses the timing. And Amanek with a double, I did not see, well, we didn't see that actually, as both players push B. I'm not sure what Smits and Body were thinking, but they get shut down by Amanek quite graciously, as Kenny S is down to 23 as well. This is a big problem all of a sudden. G2, you can't lose this round. I mean, you will have enough to buy, but again, this is a pretty, it should be a relatively easy round for you to win, as you have the superior weaponry and utility. So I'm not sure what they were thinking with that B push, but it costs them their life. And by the way, commentator, what doing? Well, I'm not the one observing. Please don't Ask me why the observer didn't catch that. So Shoxy goes aggro with the up. Not sure what's going on. KennyS misses his mark, and that's the round, boys. It's very hard to see how G2 could pull out a victory here. KennyS and Bank, Existence coming in from behind. He could deny the plant. Unfortunately, it goes down in the nick of time, and it's going to be Existence already spotted from this point. And this after plant is looking pretty solid so far, although Devotuik runs out, not really being aware of the fact that he might be tagged. He might be spotted as KennyS. Well, Mr. Kenny Shrub. Yeah, no chance, obviously. 6-3 as LDLC take the lead in their hands yet again. Deepen it a little bit. Well, deeper. Oh, man. The orc memes are coming out again. But yeah, it's going to be, of course, a buy, as I've mentioned. This time just Kenny having the op. Not sure what Shox is doing again, though. Running out like that, so exposed towards Starlet. Logan, well, that Mech-10 is serving him well. Oh my god, Existence! Jesus, was there no head? Well, there was certainly head armor, but that was an insta-dink, maybe even a double dink, almost certainly so, as Existence gets obliterated out of existence. And it's going to be Smits to defend against this. First man from Optimus Prime, supported by Shox, and this is an important round for them to win. If they lose this, it's a full reset on. And goodbye, Shoxy and Smits. It is Alex O to shut it down. The Englishman beating the Frenchman. That is certainly nothing new. And that will be Body left in a 1-on-5. He's looking to save this. There's no other choice but to save. My god. What is going on? Ah, boy. Oh, Amanek. Oh, this is just beauty points in this point. Or at this point. Just, you know, going for the great style points, I guess, as they would like to say. The Foxters are very foxy and very stealthy. Graciously just securing the victory. This is, well, hot damn. Brutal monster kill. Another force buy. G2 had enough economy to, of course, afford a glass cannon on Kenny. The rest with a FAMAS 2 M4s and an MP9. Still, it shows to tell how little money they have left. And this is pretty much it. This is breaking point for them. They lose this. This first half is going to end at the very least 9-6. And Twano, he's going to be able to secure the entry. That's 1 M4 down. Not a great start here for G2. Keep in mind, this is map pick of LDLC. So we should expect them to be, you know, a little bit more... I guess you could say well-versed in it. Meanwhile, not sure how G2 is going to respond to all of this, but LDLC are having the time of day. Still have quite a decent amount of utility overall to do an execute, as Existence might be going for the... Ooh, he spots one. Smart enough, pulls back. He probably would have died either way if he had gone for the attempted re-peek. Shoxy is coming in behind, though. Might be a little bit sneaky-beaky-like and could get a free kill on Alex. So, yep, that's going to be a nice refrag, at least, if anything else. We do see LDLC focusing back on B. They're going to be pushing fully through Monster and maybe even short, although Monster is more open or safer in this case, as there are 3 players currently in Graffiti. Goodbye, Smits. That's not exactly a good start for this defense. They need to hold this line as best as they can, and it's going to be a second one for Amanek. And this is quite deafening, and not sure what exactly G2 can do, but KennyS needs to save this rifle. That's the only thing he has left. What's going on with the audio? I'm not sure. Not sure, boys. Hopefully I'm not getting debated and the audio is fine. Keep in mind, by the way, our next best of 3 will be Vitality versus Optic. KennyS for the moment is still retaining his rifle and he could potentially save it. And he probably will. Oh, well, just as I say it, god damn it. He peeks out and Amanek takes his head off. Clean off. That's a clean shave, boys. Clean shave. It's super low quality. Okay, well, what's going on with G2? Oh, that's perhaps even a better question. Yeah, it's quite a deafening blow so far G2 are receiving. This is not exactly a great start for them, especially not if this is a quarterfinals. And, you know, arguably LDLC are not the strongest team in this match or in this series, or more so on this tournament. So, yeah, this is not exactly the best performance out of G2 we've seen in the past. And it will be an easy win here for LDLC for this eco round, as G2 only wield a few pistols. The Deagles could certainly change the pace of this round a little bit, but it's hard to imagine that they will do much more than that. And, okay, Logan, good sir. It's Kenny to at least refrag, but they have no Kevlars, they have no real weaponry. But yeah, I mean, as I've said before, LDLC had a pretty clean sweep in their Group A, winning against Valiance, winning against Movistar Riders, and then defeating Wendigo 3-1 in the best of 5. So overall, having a pretty clean sweep and a pretty easy victory, I guess you could say. They will be facing their first real opponent, which I guess in this case is G2. Of course, if they win this, if LDLC are going to be able to bring out a victory here, it's going to be Heroic they're going to be facing up next in the semifinals. The last second, that is not yet determined. G2. If anything, or if nothing else, they still have their own map pick to go on, so you don't need to worry as much, as they retain an AK at least. That's, you know, that's a bit of a souvenir from the last few rounds. It kind of got blown apart. But, well, as I've said, it's going to be at the very least 96. Remember, as I've mentioned, you know, having such a poor performance early on and giving so many rounds to their opponents, things are not looking very bright, as G2 definitely need to pick up the last 3. If they can do this, well, then, you know, there will be a chance they can return back into this series. But, again, or more so into this map. But alas, it is going to be a crucial moment here for them to win, as if they lose this, it's another potential reset, it's another, you know, pistol and Kevlar round, and just LDLC shredding them to bits. And right now, it's going to be a bit of a faster paced play. LDLC, look at this. They're running B. They don't care. They're going to be playing a full-on rush. And right now, through Dildo, it's going to be Body stopping the first man. It's Logan to fall. It's Alex to refrag, though. A secondary for Alex. His body peeks out. Not sure why exactly. And he will give a lot of room to LDLC to go for the plant. Look at this smart play, though. LDLC, they're not going straight for the plant. They're playing it slow. They put Alex in water. In water overall, and he's going to find his third. And that's it. That's the round over. G2, goodbye, good night. No chance that you take this round back in a 4v2 retake, especially not with Kenny having glass cannon. This is a big problem here for G2. The biggest issue that G2 are having right now is the fact that they aren't able to stop any sort of early on aggression. And we just experienced the fact that both Body and Smits having a bit of a rough take, kind of holding in the same position, not really being prepared for that. There was no crossfire, there was no real chance of using utility the way it would give you a proper chance of victory, I guess you could say. Now, because of the saved rifles and the saved weaponry overall, they will have enough to buy yet again, as they keep an up, make it double, excuse me, 2 M4s and a FAMAS. But again, time is running out. More so rounds are running out for G2. Things are not looking well. And again, a default being played, LDLC switch it up. I love this from LDLC. You know, they play one quick round, then decide, okay, you know, no reason to attempt this. It worked once, let's not try and get back into this. Let's play a 1-2-2. It's as standard as it gets. We get map control, we establish our dominance on the map. We kind of put G2 on the back leg. We scare them a little bit, force them to lose utility early on, potentially force them to respond in a way they usually would not respond, or at least try to perhaps take a position back, try to get map control back. It's not going to be too successful. Kenny S on short banana. He's going to be looking to keep Toilet's control in his hands. Meanwhile, Existence is just spotting for the long take, more so just jump spotting from car or from APC. And I believe he spotted Logan, at least it feels like it. But again, LDLC playing very smart. This default is working out so far, and they should have no real issue being able to go for an execute. Although Kenny opens things up, 2-0 is going to be caught. At least an opener finally awarded to G2 as Smits follows it up with a secondary. And right now, LDLC, it feels like, again, this is one of the rounds that we've already seen in the past. It feels like deja vu almost. As LDLC play a default, they're really not ready for anything in this case. I mean, I kind of hype them up, you know, I kind of say, oh, they've got a great start, they've got a great beginning. You know, they put this, a lot of work into this, they go for the default, they have map control, and then they just kind of go for those 1v1, for those aggressive plays, and they just kind of lose it all. Not sure what the hell they're doing, but that was a pretty poor round from them overall. Very poor decision making. But it is going to be the 15th and the last of the first half. Boys and girls, G2 on the verge of losing this first half, 11-4. At the moment though, they've still got 2 ops, so there is a high chance they could, of course, make a victory out of it. Alex goes in first. Again, one by one, a big mistake by LDLC. This is the one thing that's really giving a chance to G2, that LDLC are facing them off. Okay, Smits, that was quite beautiful. My God. That's actually really well timed out by Smits. Can't say that... Well, okay. But yeah, Shotty Man, I'm not observing, unfortunately, but I appreciate the shout-out. If I were observing, trust me that we would see a lot more than just 1 kill per round. No, I'm joking. Obviously, I'm just having a bit of a dab at the observer. But anyway... Again, an entry awarded to G2. So far, LDLC giving a lot of room to G2 when it comes to those individual plays, as they're finally making a mark for A, and it looks like it's going to be a bit of an execute. Kenny S is well aware that there is a high chance Molotovs and flashbangs will be flying in early on, as smokes will block off Optimus Prime and the early entry to Kenny S. They still hold Existence with the first, or excuse me, the secondary show up. Will be a little bit exposed, but Kenny S and Shoxy aren't going to be able to clean it out, and that is the last player to die at the hands of Smits. It's going to be 5-10, first half ending. Boys and girls, it is going to be relatively poor performance on the first half by G2, but nonetheless, not the worst. And not Kenny trolling or what? Yeah, he has to be trolling in this case. He's like, just having a little bit of fun. Yeah, please defuse so we can finish the half. Anyway, we'll be taking a short intermission in between the first half. We'll be going into the second pistol, seeing how well, of course, G2 can make a play back into this first map. Almost a return, if you will. But of course, chat, how is everybody? I see everybody's losing their shit. Kind of try and keep it clean, boys. You know, don't be that mad about things. It is, alas, only the first map, so. Foxy Cry, I'm not going to be home until Sunday, most likely, so unfortunately, no. I know, buddy, I know. Sup, Timmy.
Place your bets at GG.BET. Most popular esports titles. Deposit with convenient payment options. Cool mini games. And 24/7 support for players. Sign up now for the best esports bets at GG.BET.
My God, you guys are really hating on G2, aren't you? Call LDLC Wolf instead of Fox, mate. Sounds better. Well, I mean, they are the Foxes, so I have to call them the Foxes. Also, I've noticed that their logo is a fox, not a wolf. Although, in essence, if you look at it quickly, it does kind of resemble a bit of... it has wolf-like features. But yeah. So, it is going to be our second half, our second pistol. A relatively important round here for G2. Not as much as it would have been with the old economy, but still is regardless. And it is going to be Amanek with the defuse kit and 2 flashbangs, the rest wielding Kevlars. And we are going to have a bit of a default A play from G2. Devoduvic going to go for the fight, and well, he's going to be awarded an entry. Goodbye, body. Not a single chance for him as he gets destroyed immediately. Ooh, Shoxy. He's well aware somebody's jumping. Unfortunately, his angle is not going to be too wide open. Devoduvic, much on point with a P2000. Very good weapon to quickly tap away, unlike the USB that you have to take time to, you know, do tap. You can't spray it down, if you will, as a Glock or a P2000, but nonetheless, well, Logan pushes him behind, finds Kenny S, that's the bomb drop. And that's a lot of information to LDLC, actually, from this point forward, as Devoduvic takes a bit of an aggressive stance, pushes on out towards long A. Twano takes the fight, which Shock's not really going to win it for the moment. He's relatively low. One bullet, he's gone, but it's still going to be enough here as Devoduvic pushes on long, as I've said before, catches existence in Smiths, and leaves Shoxy all alone in a 1-on-2 clutch round. It's going to have to be a 4K clutch for Shox. And, well, Mr. Richard Papillon, maybe he can pull it off. An important victory here for Shox if he can pull it off. Certainly going to save their second half for the first few. And he has a USP, so long-range engagements do favor him. Unfortunately, the HP does not. Neither does the fact that he has no Kevlar. And, well, I think this is pretty much done for. Yep, it's going to be Devoduvic for the 4K instead, and that is going to be 11-5. A great start for LDLC and their map pick as G2 go on to a full eco, unless they force it up, as it is usually seen by Frenchmen. You know, just, you know, force up, not giving a damn, every round, every game. But it is going to be 3 UMPs of 2 FAMASs. Interesting choice of weaponry for LDLC. Gotta give it to them. They don't buy M4s, realizing that they are not as required for the moment. In this case, I would have said, you know, screw the FAMAS. Just buy an MP9 or another UMP. Go 5 UMPs, MP5s, whatever. Would have been a lot more prudent. Would have been a lot more efficient, economically speaking. Oh, come on, guys. Don't hate on G2. Come on, guys. Don't hate on G2. LDLC are a very capable team. As I've said, they had a clean sweep almost in the group stages. A very easy victory overall against all of their opponents. And really, you know, we should expect them to put up a very good fight against G2. Although, in essence, I do agree that G2 is the better team. So this is still LDLC's chance and their best map. Keep in mind, Overpass is the best map for LDLC. It couldn't have been better when it comes to map picks overall for our dear Foxes, White Foxes. Relatively clean round as well. Just losing Amanek, not really that big of an issue. So this is the one real challenging round right now for G2 though. They can't lose this. This is where things are, you know, this is where things are really gonna start taking, or will be taking a bit of a wider or a worse turn. Beautiful pop flash through Amanek. Oh, Amanek is gonna go aggro, and he's gonna try and find the first entry. Perhaps he can pull it off a boost. Well, this time we'll grab a kill back, or more so at least an entry for G2. Very smart play, realizing perhaps it's not smart to play or to go wide in that position, and that is G2 reading deep into the play of Amanek. That pop flash probably gave it away. Well, we got to keep in mind, though, they still have 2 UMPs and 2 FAMASas, so their weaponry overall is very much limited in its capabilities. And, well, Alex, for one, is not really going to be having a voice in saying that anymore. As A side is under attack, slowly but surely, G2 is encroaching on it. And they have the utility, they have the weaponry, and they have the time to play it. No reason to rush into things, no reason to lose your lives. They can take it easy, they can take it slow. Duik finds the first. It's 1-0 from Optimus Prime. Logan catches the secondary, although it's not really going to matter when Existence and Body come into shape and pretty much put them on the ethereal plane. It is going to be perhaps another buy coming out from LDLC, although Amanek has a double eco here, and I would be surprised that, well, they actually don't buy at all. They're going to keep about 4 to 5k in the bank. Maybe a smarter call in this case than just buying, because this will give them a buy next. This will give them enough utility and weaponry to afford a decent buy. Perhaps even a double up. We've seen it in the past. But let's just hold on to see how much damage those CZs can do. I guess the answer would be not as much as expected, as we do have LDLC playing relatively defensively. They have Kevlars to support those weapons, though, so there's a high chance things could go a little bit weird for G2. But they're playing it smart. They're not giving up too much maneuvering room. And yeah, I really liked how G2 have adjusted to this. They're not going to push in one by one. They're not going to hunt for kills. They certainly are not going to allow themselves to be picked apart by those CZs. So far, a good choice. Even though they're 6 rounds down, they have a fair chance to make the comeback possible. So the first real challenge is about to come up. It is going to be the buy round from LDLC. Est1 has an up. We have 3 M4s and a UMP. Now, Amanek, interestingly enough, buying a UMP instead of a FAMAS, or perhaps even something better like an MP5. Wink, wink. He does choose to go for the utility instead, so smartly enough, of course, having those smokes and molotovs is going to help them a lot. But the problem here I'm seeing for LDLC is the fact that they have no defuse kit. Again, you have to think ahead a little bit. You have to be a little bit more open to the fact that you have to account, perhaps it might be a retake, perhaps it might be a scenario where that diffuser will really save your life. So don't be a loser, buy diffuser, live by those words. It's the best way we can put it on. Nonetheless, it is going to be an important round for either of these two teams, and Alex, well, will make it a little bit more stressful for G2 as he takes down Shocks. That is short B control lost early on. It's going to have to be G2 to relocate and more so readjust. Oh no, Logan, he finds one, both knives out of the hands of Existence and Kenny. It's going to be a triple for Logan. My God, LDLC have just bought themselves a golden ticket to victory. And Logan, good sir. Well, that's probably the best possible outcome you could go for in a case like that. 2 players with their knives in hands, and I mean, yes, for the one part, you know, you can't really predict the fact that there's going to be a player waiting you there, but you've lost short B control, you've got nobody in Monster. Now, LDLC in the past have pushed through B before, so I would... Body does get 2 in return, but it doesn't really change the fact that right now G2 are on their last leg when it comes to economy. It's going to be a deagle for Shocks, a UMP and up for Kenny, and 2 AKs. This is so far pretty disappointing from G2. The Wolverine begins. Wolverine, definitely. Go Hyped, what's up, buddy? Good to have you, bud. Good to have you. I mean, chat is just going crazy. I can't can't really think how crazy people have to go when their favorite team is losing. Kenny at least is going to secure an entry. Early on, it's LDLC to award them a bit of an easier road back into this game, course of this map. Oh my god, Cam, are you back, buddy? Jesus, Cam, what's up? Holy shit. Suck a toast. Hey, bud. Good to have you around. Always nice to have you back. But Cam, really a long time I haven't seen you. I do not know where Hollow is, though. Good question. But yeah, 2-0. Oh, that's a free kill. A bit of a flick at the wrist almost as Shoxy jumps and gets caught in the last millisecond, last pixel really. As 2-0 falls back, smartly enough realizes, yo, you know, perhaps it's not good. I stay on site. I've got nobody to support this defense. Let's fall back. Let's try a retake. And, well, he will still find Smits. And that is not a good outcome here for G2 if they continue down this road. The bomb plant does go down uncontested for the best of their knowledge, but LDLC currently, they're coming in hot. They're coming in very hot. They have no smokes, though. That's the big problem. But they've got 3 defuse kits, and they have an op on 2-0. No, Kenny misses his chance, and well, 2-0 will punish it. It's a 3K, and now Existence in body. It's all or nothing. And, well, I guess it will be more nothing than all, and it is going to be a 1-on-3, make it a perhaps none-on-3 as Existence needs to deny the plant or the defuse, but he can't do it in time. It will be a 3K for him in the return, but it's still 2-0 to save it all. 4K to save the round, to save the day, 14-7. As again, it will be a doubled lead here for LDLC. My God, the performance out of LDLC has been quite astonishing so far. Truly just a bit of a disappointment really from G2 in this case. Shiba! Hey, Shiba! Yo, bud. Long time no see. Well, this is it. This is do or die for this map. It's going to be an entry again to 2-0 awarded. As G2 are completely flabbergasted as to how to even keep on going. They've got a Galil, make it 2, and an AK and a CZ. Very little utility and very little hope. Things are looking quite bad. No real proper team play for G2 from what we've seen. They go for those individual plays, and if they're awarded kills, then, you know, all is well. But when they go for those plays and they lose lives, well, then this happens. Then LDLC just takes it in stride. And I mean, LDLC figured it out. They don't go for the fights. They don't go for those one-on-one fights. And, well, Logan again, posted very deep in B. That's a double. That's Amanek for 1 more. Make it 1 for Alex. And that's map, boys. That's map point. As we move on to see Dust 2, the map pick of G2 all of a sudden. 15-7. I think it's fair to say things are going very poorly for G2. Well, I mean, the money, if anything else, is going poorly as well as the economy of most of Europe. It is going to be a Tech 9, a Deagle, a Mech 10, and 2 CZs. A lot of utility overall, but 2-0. Again, aggro. Molotov preventing anybody from pushing out. Good pop flash, though. Might be able to break them, but Amanek, well, he's waiting on the other hand. And yeah, that's it, boys. I think that's the end. 2-0 is going to thin the numbers even further as he takes out Smits. Dust 2 will be our second map. My God. This is quite a disappointment from G2. And look at Alex. Alex, my friend, he is going for those backstabs, although kind of failing at it, really. Bit of a disappointment, but it doesn't really matter. LDLC have such a distinct advantage right now. It would be a surprise if they lost it. By the way, Cam, I'm not home until the next 5 days, so I can't cast. I mean, I can't stream, not cast, excuse me. I won't be streaming until late Monday, most likely. But it will be, nonetheless, Most likely a victory again for LDLC as Logan. Yeah, that's it. 35 seconds. They run through the Molotov. No chance. GG. Ladies and gentlemen, that is 16-7 final result. We'll be going on to a short break. We'll be back after a few commercials for us too. Make sure to give me a follow on my Instagram and Twitter at oversiard. Either way, see you very soon.
Place your bets at GG.BET. Most popular esports titles. Deposit with convenient payment options.